Insider Show. Today is going to be April 11th, 2023. I am Connor MacIvor. We have Tim Blankenship, our host, and he and I have been putting on this show for quite a while. Actually, we both, if you look back at the historical record, we can prove we have the longest running podcast. I think both of us have been involved in this stuff forever. Often copied, never duplicated. I don't know. What am I looking for? What's that? Often attempted to be. What is that? What am I looking for, Tim? Help me, please.
I don't know. You got me off guard.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good. Yourself? Good morning.
Couldn't be better.
Good to hear it.
God, there's so much happening. I don't even know where to begin. You got that CHP cruiser.
Well, we got sunshine. Let's start with that.
Oh yeah, do that.
Oh, I'm just saying, we have the sun.
The sun is out. God, it's hot. 89 degrees yesterday.
Yeah, it was not. I had the AC kicked on yesterday.
Wow, my tent doesn't have AC, but I'm working on it.
Your tent. Yeah.
My tent. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's hard sleeping at the park these days.
Yeah, for sure. Is my head look too big in this? Am I too close to the camera?
You're looking robust.
I'm looking pretty close. How about that?
Oh, that's better. Yeah. Oh, both of us. Yeah. Don't zoom in like that. We're getting too old for that.
Exactly.
You know what? I'm gonna get some Vaseline and put it on the lens. Isn't that what they used to do in Playboy to make everybody look smoother?
Make it blurry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think this app we use for this live streaming has any type of cleaning up the photo, filters or anything like that.
God, we could look like beautiful people if we had something like that.
We could. Yeah. So you had. I think so. I showed you that Kid Rock thing earlier.
Oh my! Well, that falls in with the third story? No, fourth. The alcohol. This is Alcohol Awareness Month.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's Alcohol April.
Friday was International Day of Beer, so I don't know how that doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it actually doesn't. Yeah, if you go to ct.gov here, April is Alcohol Awareness Month.
Yeah,
and connecting the dots, opportunities for recovery. Here it is for everybody. Yeah, so Alcohol Aware. Yeah, I stuck it in the chat with the other ones in the private chat. Yeah, I got a few in there. I got that CHP thing. That was fun. Yeah, I don't understand that misdemeanors are up. It's the bottom one.
Gotcha. I'll pull this up here. Yeah, so
this
Friday
is Connecticut State, but it's everywhere, I guess, not just here.
Let me I didn't get my screen set up here. Bear with me. Where are we at? This one?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that's the last one there. And that's Connecticut, but it's still, anyway, it is. If you just Google Alcohol Awareness Month, it's.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, the sheriffs tweeted that, actually. Santa Clarita Sheriff's Station. Is that the second one to the last Twitter? Yeah. So the second one to the last link in the private chat.
This one
is the SCV Sheriff link.
Gotcha.
To National Alcohol Awareness Month. Action Family Counseling offers intensive outpatient care as well as other forms of treatment. Yeah, public health, lacounty.gov / blah, 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 all that. That's it. Gotcha. Yeah, that's good.
So
that alcohol.
Alcohol.
It's horrible.
So this is what I created on the Divorce 661 Facebook page for Friday. Trying to be creative. With some videos.
Yeah, nice.
Other than so
looks good. You got it floating around. No, I like those, that stuff.
Yeah, I've been sending. I asked you last week. I've been sending you those videos of seeing if you liked them with these. Trying to get more attention to the actual video itself, and it's kind of been working. Been testing it on Facebook and YouTube and so forth. Just add some interesting overlays, basically.
No, it adds to your presentation. It makes it more entertaining. There's a lot more visual stimulation when you have the dancing rabbit holding the Easter egg.
Yeah, I wonder if it takes people off topic, or they're paying more attention to that than, anything else or something like that.
No, your content's solid.
Yeah.
You're clear, concise. I'm not, trying to, blow smoke. But yeah, no, I don't think it takes away at all.
Yeah.
It's just extra. It's just, people need that, right? We're too busy.
Yeah. So we'll probably catch some flack for this. Still talking about the Alcohol Awareness Month.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm good with flack. Put that on.
I'm sure everyone's seen this. We'll show this, and I'll show you after why he's reacting this way.
Oh, okay, yeah, because does the volume come through? I don't got a volume.
You can't hear it?
No.
Okay, let me yeah, you got to hear it. So let me see. I think I need to share the audio. I may need to bring it in as a video. That might be in settings.
What is that? A 9mm? I think. Is that a? Is that Newsy? No.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's an AR-15 type.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but a collapsible stock.
Some of those shoot 9mm.
You know what though? I bet you I'm wrong. I bet you it was 223. You think? Why wouldn't it be? Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, I'm gonna see him.
He looks like he's somewhere back east, Tennessee, or some kind of place that probably has no restriction.
He has this huge property that he's recreated to look like the White House. Have you ever seen that?
No.
No, it's very interesting. He did a special on with Tucker Carlson on Fox, not Fox News, but what's that other channel they have? It's like a paid subscription.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So
I used to.
Yeah, they did a full hour on.
Oh, wow.
He's got bowling alleys. He's got all kinds of. He's quite the patriot. But I'm going to see if I can download this. Bear with me just a second. Got a lot going on.
Well, I do enjoy his music, especially at the gym.
Yeah.
We'll get some back to that too.
My wife listens all the time, working out and so forth. So I have this YouTube downloader I paid for.
Oh, okay, good.
If you ever need to download videos, I've been doing some marketing where, let me just paste this.
Oh, that's fun. It actually pulls that video and you can
pulls it out so you can, you see people doing like those reaction videos and whatnot. And it's like because you can't just download
like where they're pointing up like this, the videos above them like that.
Exactly.
Oh, that's how they do that.
Yeah, so you can download a video just and save it. You can download your own videos, but you can't download other people's videos. So let me see if I can just play this directly from this player here. Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, while he's doing that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in today. Santa Clarita Insider.
Oh, we skipped right over that, didn't we? So let me I'm playing it just within the player. Oh, here we go. Oops. Darn it.
No, it's good. I like that blue thing. It's nice.
Well, this is
you see the blue thing?
I don't know what that is. It came with the monitor.
Nice. It's
let me know if you can hear this.
I can hear it through your mic on your speakers.
I'll turn it up.
Not very well. It's weak.
So
there goes the Budweiser.
Yeah. So he basically lit up the Budweiser. So his
a few cases of Budweiser.
Yeah. His reaction was to the new spokesperson for Bud Light.
Oh.
Let me see if
what disappoints me the most about that, if I may be so bold, he shot cans. I think bottles would have been, but he would have had to clean up a lot more, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the new spokesperson. So this is what he's reacting to. Have you been paying attention to this?
No. They're using Django Fett.
So it's someone named I pulled it up here, Mulvaney or something like that. But Dylan Mulvaney,
Oh, there it
transvestite.
is. Yeah,
That's
let me.
why.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
that.
So that's why
Wow.
everyone's losing their shit. Yeah.
That would, yeah, I guess. Yep. That's look at that.
Yeah. So
Well,
we're not doing good on the audio today. I think I had to share my system out. So this is who this person is, and this is why people are
oh,
losing it.
oh,
Yeah.
oh.
So I know you can't hear, but this is the Bud Light.
And that's a skinny guy. No.
Yeah.
Can we well, that's a human being. We're going with
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
I'm liking it.
That's why
Oh.
that's why he lost his shit.
Well, they like bridges.
Yeah.
Can we do they? No. Is they work? Does they work? They's not male or female, right? They.
I don't follow. I don't do that.
I mean, if I called you they, hey they, no, we can't do it like that.
It's very confusing. So here's the result of that. Budweiser loses 800 million in one day.
Oh, but well, there's that.
Yeah.
See, it's even bad publicity sells, too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Apparently, I was talking to the guy who cuts my hair, and he was saying,
Show off.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I didn't wear a hat today because I had to do my hair.
All right.
But,
That's nice.
I guess
Got a curl.
I guess liquor stores don't even want to put up their advertising in their stores for this. Yeah.
Huh. I don't, yeah. Look, I mean, if you
can
like
see
Bud
why.
Light, do you care? I don't know.
I can see why. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, to
So,
me, I don't know. I mean, are they so what? I guess people are upset that they're glorifying what they're glorifying, but live and let live. I don't know where does it cross the line? I guess when it
no, I
tries to
know.
influence our kids, or I mean, or should we even care if our kids are influenced? I mean, we don't want some guy shooting dope in front of them,
No, they only
but
do that in the city of LA.
right, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what we do. Wow, I didn't. That's yeah. Show that one clip again over the bridge because I like bridges too. That's really
Which one was
strange.
that?
That clip you played, it had they going over the bridge,
Oh,
and they like
let's see.
bridges.
I pull it back
No,
up
no,
here.
don't. You don't have to do it. No, just kidding. I don't need to see that again. That was enough. That was a
How
lot.
quickly
Though.
we transitioned into from alcohol awareness to that.
Yeah. Trans activist awareness. Trans
Yeah.
activist awareness. That's what we're doing on the show. Santa Clarita Insider.
Very good.
Wow.
So,
yeah, okay, well, that makes sense then.
that.
So he's not going to drink Bud Light anymore. He's probably a Coors Light guy, I would think. Does that make sense?
Has the body for it.
Yeah, I think that's Coors Light.
Yeah.
Definitely. Less carbs. Yeah. It's hard to pull that off. I mean, what are you weighing today? What are you weighing now?
I have not weighed myself in probably a month. So I think I'm staying.
You're feeling what? 2-ish? You're feeling 200?
Yeah, probably 210 if I had to guess. That's kind of where I've been hovering. I don't know if I told you this. I got down to 189 while I was floating right in the 190 God. Probably last October, maybe September. And I kept getting asked if like this. I walk the dog a lot, and a person I would see all the time, I don't even know her name, just a neighbor would say hi to. And she said, "Oh, is everything okay?" And I said, "Yeah." Like I didn't understand what the question was. And she said, "Well, you just lost a lot of weight. Is everything okay?"
Like you're
sick.
Oh,
yeah, I said, "Yeah, it's on purpose." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And then went over to a buddy's house for a party. And I haven't seen them in, I guess it was shocking. I hadn't seen them in probably a year or so. Right. And as soon as I walked in the door, his face had a look of panic and shock. And the same thing. Are you okay? Is everything okay with you? Like a health concern because I had lost so much weight.
Right.
And then the last time I let that happen was we were coming back from Arizona, and this big Iowa Cornhusker gets on the plane, I think my perception of myself is still a bigger person. So,
Oh, sure. Yeah. That's
this
my
you
mind's
know what I
still
mean?
there.
I
Yeah,
still
I
look
get
at
it.
clothes and go, that won't fit me, but it does. But yeah, this
I
big,
get it.
250-pound corn husker. I'm not talking fat, just like, they make them
Big
different
corn-fed guy,
out there.
corn-fed, hand spanked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally corn fed. His calves were bigger than my biceps. So,
Sure. Sure.
and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna sit by that small guy over there." And
Oh,
Elliot laughed, and I go, "That's it.
that's
I'm
it.
tired of, tired of the." So I think I got too skinny.
Yeah. It's time for testosterone therapy, Tim. We need to talk about that. We need to get you on
I
the
think
juice.
I think I was just doing too much fasting, because I think I told you I got stuck at around 220, and then once I kicked in the fasting of
It
different
broke you
variants,
loose. It's
it
huge.
just really started with the 16s, and then I saw that video you did. I think it was last week. Said 16 hours isn't really fasting. Didn't you do a video like that? A short video
Yeah, I was
about that?
talking about. I mean, that's great, but you're not. That's come on, man. That's what, missing a meal or two. Give
Yeah,
me a break. Do it
yeah,
for a week. Let's see what that's like.
yeah.
So go ahead. So you were,
I
yeah.
laughed when you did that video.
I
For
love it.
those that are starting fasting, that's not even fasting.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I'm gonna miss breakfast. Wow, good for you. That's fantastic.
But
Good,
you ate
good.
until midnight the night before.
Right. Yeah, there's no chance that it's going to happen that way. Yeah, you got to
Yeah,
go longer, but no. So they were thinking that you were actually sick. A
yeah.
lot
I
of
think they
people.
thought I had cancer. Yeah,
Fuck.
but the weight from 220 to 190 doing the fasting took probably 2 months.
Okay.
And I didn't change anything else. The issue with the fasting was I was doing, I started with the 16s, and then I did it down to 20, and then it went to that OMAD, 1 meal a day
Hmm.
for a while, and that was fine. I could have done that forever, but I really felt, and I think I told you this, I felt like my metabolism slow
Hmm.
considerably, just not as viral or as much energy or whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
Whatever
Were you
that is
ketogenic?
that
Were you ketogenic at that time? Or are you still eating sugar and carbs?
no, I hadn't been doing that for like 8 months. Just doing more keto, and not even really keto, because as I got into the weeds of learning about it, I think I was doing too much protein to be considered keto, because keto is like 70%
Oh
fat. I was
yeah,
probably
bleeds out sugar.
I was probably doing 50-50. Yeah, it acts the same. But once I did the fasting, and then especially like the at least a minimum of 42 a couple times a
Hmm.
week, it just like literally the weight fell off. Like, it was
Oh
crazy.
yeah. You're breaking through that. You're burning off whatever sugar you have in your liver. You're going right into ketosis, and your body's
Yeah,
attacking that
yeah,
body fat.
yeah,
Yeah, it works. I mean, yeah, you're right. The 42s, 48s, those are sexy fast. They're
yeah.
wonderful.
What are you doing these days on that? What is you have, like, do you mix it up,
I'm,
or you kind of stay
you know,
consistent?
I'm usually fasting from usually 48 to 72 every week. I'm it just depends. It depends on where I'm at. I'm sitting around 235 right now.
Uh,
At my lowest, I was 225. That's ketogenic. That's, bleeding off all the sugar, and
all the
I'll drop
water.
10, 12 pounds of water. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's where I sit when I'm keto. When I'm not keto, I'm about 235, 240. So every week, my regimen is usually I eat 1 meal a day, and I usually consume it within an hour, hour and a half. I mean, I don't overdo it. I don't do 3, 4 days of food within one meal. And
right.
even my protein, I backed off a lot. I'm trying to eat more natural foods, trying to stay away from artificial sweeteners, because that's this right here. This is my any of this sugar-free
Mm,
stuff or coffee. It just adds that for me. But when you have this sugar and you're in keto, your brain reacts.
yeah,
And there's some studies that say it actually, the pancreas releases insulin when your body thinks it's about to get something that's got calories in it, which the sweet would do. The other thing that does is it,
yeah,
keeps the dopamine coming. And, we have way too much dopamine. I think people, when they're in their functioning lives, that's why we're all stuck on the phone. Oh my God, I got to see what this is. I mean, you get caught
yeah,
on TikTok or Instagram. My God, 2 hours goes by
yeah.
and you just lose everything because all that dopamine feeds. So That's what my diet looks like now. So I'll eat one meal a day when I'm eating. And like today, I started a fast. Last night, I had a good meal. I had maybe a pound of ground beef, 7 eggs, and some of those zero carb tortillas that are all fiber.
Yeah.
To get my fiber in there. So I polish that down, and I probably won't eat again till Thursday afternoon. So I'll do a nice 80 hours. So,
Okay.
and I watch it, I watch my muscle mass, but I'm also enhanced. I'm on, I'm doing the TRT, so I'm not losing anything at all. Even fasting does it, but at that very beginning of fasting, there's some rumor that you might drop a little bit, but you gain it back at your next refeed as far as muscle goes. But
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in me. I'm still strong. That workout though, that was the biggest change where I'm not putting the weight. I'm not putting the weight down. I'm holding on to it all 5 sets.
Yeah.
That's a challenge. That's painful.
Yeah. That doesn't sound fun at all.
It's not. It's horrible. I feel, but God, when you're done, you know what you get from that too? You get an endorphin high.
Oh, do you?
It's like running because you're standing there, I do the curls, right? So I'm done. I'm standing here and I'm holding it. So if I'm really energetic, I'll hold it here, but because you just burned out that first set. So I stand here, hold it. And then I'll crank out, set number 2 and I'm done with that. And I hold it. And I'll crank out set number 3. And it has been, for me, that's like been a whole different change in my training with everything, shoulders, do shoulder rows, presses. Yeah. And I find with the pressing, sometimes it's easier to lock out and hold it here than it is to hold down here, the dumbbells or whatever you're pressing, but just keep it active. And it's 5 sets in one. That's been a big change for me.
Kind of goes to that whole time under tension, right? Versus having to do heavier weights. Do you have to drop the weight to be able to do that?
Yeah, you do, but I'm starting to, I've noticed, here's the difference in that. I started really light with that. So I would get up to the first set and I try not to adjust any weight. So that first set, I might get 25 or 30 reps, which is actually a lot. But then that set number 2, after maybe 15, 30 seconds rest, active rest, holding it, I might get 10 or 15 to failure. And then I just keep going. But I've started to go heavier, but my 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th sets, in that same cycle, they're running maybe 6 to 12 at the most, just because I'm going heavier.
Yeah.
But the weight's not as heavy, so you're not getting that kind of injury, I think. But just holding on to that stuff is tough.
Gotcha. I got a fancy light, so I've been playing with it. I forgot to turn it on.
Is it on now?
One. Yeah. See, that's exactly.
Yeah, I didn't see a difference. Yeah. Yeah, I got this one here. I got
not much of a difference.
Yeah. So this is that.
This
is that one I put behind the monitor. That one there.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. So that's a desk light.
Just in that gap there.
Yeah, right in the gap.
Oh, I like that.
And then that shines right through. AFROG.
Yeah,
you know what you can also do? You can do this too. Look at this. See, it also does the charging.
Oh, nice. Because that's a good use of that.
There it is.
Space.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So this actually charges.
$40. $30-$40.
Yeah, they're not. I think it was maybe 20 or 30, Tim, at Amazon.
Yeah, I just saw that.
But I mean, it's so that's what I use for. That's that behind me lighting, and then over here. God, let's see if I can rip this cable out.
I noticed your lighting is pretty good.
Yeah, I got this one here. This is when I do the phone stuff. So I'll put my phone in here and I'll do and it's actually a lot. So that's the other one.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen those rings.
This, I wish it was a little brighter, but when you're close, it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not
just
bad.
Just enough.
Yeah, it is. Wow, there's a walk around the office. That's good.
What's that?
That was a walk around the office. I feel like Mr. Rogers' neighborhood or something.
Nice.
Wow, there's a lot.
Yeah. I think I need to get one more in the front, one more on the side, just so I think I'm shadowed over here now.
Yeah, a little bit. Maybe you should get those lights that surround you, like those real big ones on each side. That'd be nice.
Oh, those soft lights, what do they call them? Yeah, I don't
A
have the
little
room
too
for that.
fancy.
Yeah, don't have the room for that.
I love it. Yeah, so there's a lot of podcasts out there. I know you sent me a couple yesterday. People, um, it's an easy platform. A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm going to get out there and I'm going to start a podcast." I know you and I have seen the same people that are starting podcasts on Facebook. They've done this time and time again for different things. So that
Yeah.
should be interesting to watch. But
Because that Gary Vaynerchuk says to do, you want to have a successful podcast, interview business owners.
yes,
And so we started doing that. And not that we're the first to do that, but like you said, we've been in the podcast game for 10 years for me. And I know you were doing podcasts before it was even popular. I remember you having a guy come in to record onto some device, right? And
Lee
then,
Waters. Yeah, Lee
that?
Waters. Yeah, he would come in, and what a great guy. He's still out there doing that same media stuff. Lee Waters.
I'm
Great
sure
guy.
he must have had to continue on with his education as far as being able to do those something different than what he was doing, because he was old school with a mic recording onto a device there.
That's right. He had probably something like, where did I even put it? Anyway, I have right here. Remember these?
Oh,
remember these H4Ns?
Like yeah.
Yeah, these are fabulous. But they have the actual mic inputs here. So you can actually use a real live microphones. So it's got two inlets here.
Okay.
But again, yeah, it's old school. It's battery driven. It doesn't interface with a computer very well. No. It does have a USB port, but it's like now an additional drive. So it's not as clean as like using these other platforms. But yeah, no, he did that, and he had a video thing he would put together. It was very good. Lee Waters, good guy.
The interesting thing about podcasts now is that they still have just the audio only, but it seems like there's now calling a video can be a podcast if it's more like this could be considered a video podcast versus a live show or something like that. I had shown, we were talking about YouTube now doing having a podcast platform, which is essentially just their regular platform, and it's just listing a video as a the playlist
podcast.
Yeah, you just say it's the playlist is podcast, and then it gets showcased as a podcast, but literally it's just a video. So I don't really know what the difference is in YouTube's eyes as a podcast versus a regular video, where although they say that if it's listed as a podcast, it'll show up on their music section, as opposed to like it'll be pushed through to their music section. That makes sense?
It does. When I'm looking at these different ones, for example, if you search YouTube here, let me send it over to you, and you throw this up in the show. This will be good for people out there looking to maybe rebrand with a podcast. Here's the YouTube one. So if you go and you search youtube.com/hashtag/podcast, you'll come up with it. When you roll your cursor over these different ones, you'll see people kind of doing what we're doing, what we've been doing, which is the microphone. So you're using the mic. I have mine here as well. But today I thought I'd try this Anchor 700 headset. Not sponsored. Anchor 700 headset.
Yeah.
Okay. Anchor.com. No, I'm playing. But you pass it over here, you'll see some pictures. They'll throw them up, these podcasts, pre-recorded stuff. But I don't know how they're indexed either. Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, I watched a video on it. They're basically it's literally just a playlist. So you just create a playlist that says podcast. You list it as podcast, and it gets labeled as a podcast. And because you see this is not like an audio podcast like you'd get on Apple or wherever you watch or listen to podcasts.
Sure.
These are all videos. That's what's confusing to me, is they're calling these podcasts, and they're not all long. I mean, it doesn't mean it has to be longer. Here's the shorter ones, but these are all listed as. Are these? Did I actually pull up the actual podcast?
Are they shorts?
Yeah, this is hashtag podcasts. What happens if we just go podcast?
Here's one. Could you date or have sex during Ramadan?
Yeah. So here's the actual.
We need to expand our show, I think. Go ahead.
Yeah, seriously. Here's the actual podcast. There's a /podcast. So these are folks. This is their podcast section.
Oh yeah, let me do that.
Yeah. Oh, you can see my
Wow,
subscription.
yeah. So that's it. Look at that.
Who's this? You heard of this guy?
Show me.
This right here.
Oh, Fact to Fit Realtor. Never heard of him. Don't vouch for him.
See, this is pretty cool. See how it shows that you're live right now.
Right. Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't even see. Oh, I'm in the wrong channel. Let me switch over to my other channel. Does that show up?
But yeah, the podcast, this is literally just labeling your, instead of labeling it whatever, short or whatever you listed as podcast, and it just puts it in the podcast thing. And then I think I can log into mine. I did one.
So really it's only a playlist.
Yeah. So here's my channel. And if I go to podcasts, it's just this, I just dumped a video in here, and they call a podcast like that's the show. So it's very confusing when you set this up. Podcast, I guess if it says view full podcast, you would think that would mean that episode, but this is the podcast. It's the podcast show. And then you drop your episodes in, and it's literally just, I think I can show it as, I gotta check my comments more often.
Oh boy, you and me both.
Yeah, you just I don't know if I can show where you drop in. So you just create your show and your title, and you put in your information. But I don't know where the I said I'd have to go to the studio. Go here. Where's the studio? Studio. And content, podcasts. So see, this is showing it as the whole podcast versus the videos in the podcast.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So this is your whole podcast playlist, really.
Exactly. So then you get into the videos of it, and from a playlist, you just
that's
drop
it. Look at that.
See how it's labeled podcast here,
and it labeled that on its end when you built it.
Yeah, you label it. So you put in your whatever your show name is, and then you put podcast and anything. So I could literally go, and that's what people have been doing. They're just going through some of their videos,
old content,
and just putting a new
wrapper.
Well, not even that, just a new. They're just changing the playlist. And you can have multiple playlists. You can have. I could add this to all these.
You could have 100,000 probably.
Yeah, I mean, I got. No, probably not as many of these videos as you, but I got, I think, 1,600 videos now. So, but yeah, so it's interesting. I'm sure they're still in developing how that's going to work out.
We'll keep an eye on it for everybody and see where this starts to develop. I know that I use a syndication network for my podcast. I use Buzzsprout. I don't know what you're using.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how that seems to be one of the more popular.
Yeah, Buzzsprout. Yeah, Buzzsprout.com works for me, and I syndicate. Pretty much everything, every network out there. So basically, what is it's an aggregator. You take, for those listening, Tim knows, but you guys take your your content, whatever it is, MP4, MP3 file. You can even use the MP4 video files in there, not just the audio MP3. Yeah. And you just upload a new episode. But the thing is really the trick is the paid for, which is $12 a month per channel. You can have as many as you want for $12 a month. But then the directories are
work in conjunction with. Are you uploading to a raw or are you still?
You're gonna have to repeat it. You slowed down a little bit.
I've been using. Yeah, so are you using raw audio into Buzzsprout, or are you using your feed from I forget now what we use. SoundCloud.
Okay, yeah, no. So I take the recording, the raw MP3 or MP4. So if it's a video and I'm going to convert it to a podcast, I'll just
Yeah.
take that video and plug it in. But I start with Buzzsprout, and then from there, because of my membership, it goes to Apple, of course, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Podcast Index, Amazon Music. Amazon Music has turned out to be pretty solid as far as from a search algorithm. I'm coming up Amazon Music pretty much near the top. iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Alexa, Podcast Addict, Pod Chaser, Pocket Cast, Deezer, Listen Notes, Player FM, and then it goes to 5 others, which I've really never heard because Apple syndicates to Overcast, Castro, Castbox, Podfriend, and Good Pods. But that's the trick, right? So now my content, the story that I write and everything with regard to the podcast, like, now it gets syndicated on, what is that, 12, 13, 17 channels, 18 channels, 17.
And can you see in Buzzsprout where those listens are coming from?
Yeah. Actually, no.
Or just the total?
Just the total. So if I click on an episode, then it's going to show how many downloads, which would equate to how many listens. And they're all, this one, I'm curious what smaller, shorter podcasts would be, as if we're trying to attempt to do shorts with podcasts.
Right.
15 seconds to 60 seconds. I haven't done that yet. Most of my podcasts are running 10, 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But I'd be curious if that's because you can upload as much as you want. But it's
so
syndicated.
You're not using SoundCloud at all anymore?
No, I fell off that platform quite a while ago.
It's a super simple platform to use. I use it because, well, you turned me on to it years ago, but I have this linked into my website where I'll drag this over. I think this syndicates as well, not to as many people as Buzzsprout. It doesn't sound like, but this dropping these in here is super simple. And then what'll happen is I put I guess you'd call it a go to my home. I just have to go to any one of my other pages. Okay, why is this not working out? Let me go to so I have it set up as a podcast, so it'll literally redirect to SoundCloud as a new page. New page. But if I go to like the blog, let me go. So now, okay, that's on the live video. I just want to go to like a so once you like land, for instance, on something you're watching, it'll show up normally. I guess I must be clicking on the wrong thing, but it would show the whole feed would show in here from SoundCloud.
Oh, okay, everything. Yeah. No, I've seen that before.
Yeah,
sure.
unless that's disconnected somehow. Okay, so here it is.
There it is.
Yeah. So it'll drop these in, and so people can watch. And this is what I like about it. The top one will be here, and people can go through here. So I kind of like that. And I think I did look, and it does go to. I know I can find it on Apple.
Right.
So it is being streamed, but I don't think as many places as Buzzsprout.
So Buzzsprout has this player as well. So you can do a singular show player, or you can also use this one. And this is all the past shows here of one of my channels, if that makes sense. So it's the same kind of thing. And it starts with the newest, latest first. You know what's cool about this, though, is you can do this. Gosh, can I do this? Watch this. Just for the heck of it. So you create a visual soundbite right here. What this is going, now I get to choose what section I want to create the soundbite for. So you basically grab a 30-second excerpt and it builds you an MP4 video, and it's all fancy. Let's see if I can find a copy of that. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can do this without disturbing everybody, making everybody nauseous. because the visual sound bites are really awesome in SoundCloud. Or not Buzzsprout. Let's just do this. So that this is and it depends on how you want it to look. So there's one visual sound bite. You know,
and you're just pulling out a piece of it.
The system pulls out the piece that you want. So you choose it, and then you get the video. So then you decide which one you want. Artwork only, and then you got text and artwork. It depends. You can modify the title because this is too long. It runs off the screen.
Yeah.
So then I would just probably do this.
And then what are you repurposing that for?
Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, because they just hear a snippet of the show, but then it links them back to the show.
Oh, to the whole,
so they listen to the whole
episode.
Thing. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah, that's kind of so that's called that's a visual soundbite, and they work really great. And you can change everything. You know, I have my background and everything set here, but you can change them all. But this is just another item that you can start to use to publish even more content with what you've already done. And you and I are great repurposers of content anyway.
Yeah, there's just so much that can be done.
And it's a lot. And it's hard to keep up with everything, but we have systems in place, Tim. We both developed. We know what works and what doesn't now.
Yeah.
We try to stay abreast of everything new. And that's the advantage, often copied, never replicated.
I think
I'm still looking for that. I don't know if that's it. I'm not feeling good about that one. Often promoted, never promoted.
Coming back to, you just have to stay. I mean, it's constantly changing what's working and not working. You have to always adapt and be on top of it. And it's always something new going on with marketing. And, right now, and has been now for quite a while, is the YouTube shorts. And how are your reels, your Facebook reels? I'm about to abandon, and I gave TikTok a fair shot. But I was getting, in the thousands of views. And then it became into the hundreds, 400 or 500. And lately it's dropped down into like the 10s and 20s over the last 2 weeks. So not sure what that's related to, but I think I'm about to abandon it.
You're posting same times?
What's that?
Same time, same schedule, everything. It just dropped just like that, huh?
Yeah, I just started noticing quite a few. Like here's the last 11, 80, 29, 28, 51, doing 3 or 4 a day.
Right.
So something's getting throttled, but I did get one client. I think I've put probably 200 videos through TikTok. So I gave it a fair chance, but I don't think it's you're not flipping through TikTok looking for divorce advice, but I did get one client out of it. So can't complain too much.
242, 91, 264, 276. But yeah, you know what? It's not, YouTube really, I love the YouTube. I love the way that they implemented those shorts. I really think that's super for me. TikTok, I haven't picked up anything from that platform.
Yeah. What was interesting, you're saying that you've got you don't get too
here's
much
one here. There's hold on. That's see how that looks in the middle? That's a visual soundbite. See with the red line?
Okay.
So that's kind of
what are you on? Is that on?
That's TikTok.
Okay.
But anyway, that's one thing. So I'll take that. I'll post that up there, and then Instagram.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not. To me, I'm not getting anything from it. But trying to bring more brand awareness. I don't know how long it takes you, but the China thing, does that bother you at all?
It does.
Yeah, me too.
It does.
Irritates me because I don't know what they're doing with that data. Plus, they get to shut it off whenever they want and throttle you, like you said.
Yeah,
like that.
No, I think this last. Well, it's only Tuesday, but the last couple days I've done 3 or 4 videos a day, and I just didn't take the time to put them on TikTok, and I think I'm done.
Yeah, maybe I'll join you. I think just one of the people that follow us, she just shot over a text. She seems to think TikTok is gonna go the way of the government. They're gonna kind of get rid of it because of all the spying. But
here's the best part about that, and our our favorite president we've ever had is, let me
Oh,
see if
yeah,
I can
yeah.
find it. So they're
I
talking
like
about
him.
banning it. You got members of Congress grilling the CEO of TikTok, 2 weeks ago. And Biden's approach to his supposed next campaign is to get a wave of influencers from TikTok and start
Oh,
using TikTok to get that younger base. And they
that's
were
funny,
showing,
right?
yeah. So they're creating a studio just for influencers at the White House that they can record and do TikTok videos. So here's him
Oh
doing
my
this.
gosh, that's great.
Here's him doing this while they're talking about banning it from the government. So I'm trying to see if I can find the influencers are talking about. It was on the news yesterday.
It used to be people would go and kind of do it themselves.
Here it is.
Influencers.
And it's on TikTok, no less.
Of
So Biden White House plans to create separate briefing room for TikTok influencers to spread the word to his base.
Good.
So, yeah.
So that's perfect. So I can see this. Yeah, they're gonna take these kids, and I no offense against the youth. I understand. I was youth once, but I don't know. It's a whole different animal being in your 50s, Tim, than it is in your 20s.
Yeah,
it's a whole different animal now.
But you can't. So here's this video here. Here's one of their influences. Biden wants to use army of influence to win in 2024. So on one side, you have Congress trying to ban TikTok, at least from government use, and now they're going to have a separate studio within the White House for influencers to promote Biden. So
God, everybody's going to want to go because you get to go to the White House, right? You get to walk through, maybe some lunch, maybe a massage.
Yeah,
I'm there.
Well, I think he's probably taken a page from history from his predecessor, Obama, because wasn't he the first to really do that whole social media campaign to get those folks? The younger
very
folks
much
trying to get. Yeah,
they went for the quote unquote influencers.
I mean, smart, but yeah.
Let me send you something real quick. I don't know if you can play it. You know what? It might be a little long, but it'll be good for the show notes. Maybe it can be shared. It's not that long. It's 5 hours. This is Fareed Zakaria's take. And hold on one second.
He's a CNN guy,
host,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is interesting. Let me see if I can shoot this over to you. Let me email it to myself.
I'm seeing what else we had on the agenda here while you're pulling that up.
It was Alcohol Awareness Month. Remember that?
We did that.
Yeah, okay, good.
I think we have the KHTS crime roundup after that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, misdemeanors.
Yeah.
That last weekend. What does that even mean? Is misdemeanors a crime anymore?
I don't know. I'll pull that up here. And
I gotta get this. Let's see.
Majority of Santa Clarita weekend arrests over the Easter holiday weekend were misdemeanors. I guess that's better than
felonies.
Good point. Out of 26 arrests, 20 of them were misdemeanors. The other 9 were for being drunk. Sexual battery, that's never good.
Ooh, sexual battery. I wonder if that's unwanted touching.
Yeah. Disobeying domestic relations court order. So what that is, and that makes sense. So here's Easter. Okay. This we can talk about divorce a little bit.
Oh yeah, right. Holiday, so Easter, family.
Every holiday, major holiday, Thanksgiving, Christmas-ish, but these types of family holidays where you'll all get all kinds of all the crazies call trying to saying, hey, my spouse is violating the court order because it says I'm supposed to have them on this or that day and so forth. And if they don't have it in their agreement that is specific enough that says, hey, I get the kids on this time, specifically for instance, Easter, not that specific in the custody order, you call law enforcement, there's nothing they can do, right? They can't enforce something that's not there. So if you have a verbal agreement that you were going to have the kids on Easter, and then your spouse doesn't drop them off. It's not written in. Yeah, you call law enforcement, they can't. There's nothing to enforce there. So these obviously, if there's these, these misdemeanor arrests for domestic relations court order likely was related to some type of custody dispute related to the kids. It would be my guess, but
absolutely right.
So then you have this issue. They call law enforcement out, and it also could be restraining order stuff as well. So, but yeah, and then 3 for domestic possession of controlled substance. So a lot of people, 26 people went to jail on Easter. That's good. Easter.
That's a lot of
Easter
people
weekend.
in jail, full, right?
Yeah.
That was sent, by the way, that link that I sent her, that YouTube, I put that in the notes. That was sent by my sweetheart. Thought I'd throw that out there. Yeah. There's that.
Well, what's this about?
This is I guess I haven't watched it yet. So, okay. But she sent it to me and said this is interesting as far as TikTok goes. It might be coming to the end.
Okay.
But it's interesting. Father of 2 women. There's a part of me be absolutely delighted to see TikTok banned. I don't know what he says, been positive or negative. I think CNN would be positive for TikTok, or no?
Well, it says TikTok's time may be running out. That doesn't sound
positive. Doesn't sound positive, does it? I can't hear it.
Can't hear it?
Mm-mm.
I'll see if I can drop it into the show, and then
yeah, it's interesting though. Yeah. Curious.
Yeah, I wonder what they're saying there.
Oh, I have the $12 a month subscription, by the way. Just throwing that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I don't upload more than 3 hours. It's not positive, I guess. Let's see what else it says. Let's see if I can.
So what's going on with these scams you'd sent over here?
Oh, there's a lot of phone calls. Police. What do they call it? Do you want to buy tickets for the policeman's ball? Kind of a thing. And then the response always is, we're policemen. We don't have any balls. But actuality, you just watch out for that, because there's a lot of scams going on. People are calling, and they're saying they're family members, and they're preying a lot on the elderly with, I don't know if anybody's using voiceover of relatives. You know how that AI thing we talked about maybe a couple shows back.
That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
You call in Aunt June, who you grew up with, and somebody's scamming on your behalf, saying, Aunt June, I'm in a hostile prison. Please send me money to bail out. Done. Prison bailout. Yeah, that's that last one. Yeah, so that's what's going on with that. A lot of scams locally. And I know in real estate, I don't know if you see this God, there's a lot of scams going in divorce. But in real estate, the wiring thing has become something where people are losing, their deposit, their down payments, the money being transferred to some offshore accounts because they're getting intercepted in the email chain from escrow companies. So they've had to increase security. So you'll get your notification from escrow, hey, Tim, wire this money because closing's next week, set it up. And then that email's intercepted. The perpetrator will insert in their wiring information, not changing anything else. So you go to the bank and you're wiring what you think you're supposed to wire, and then the bad guy gets it and money's gone.
Yeah. Trying to get pretty this that video you sent me. If I get it into the show itself, then we can hear it. That's the trick.
I gotcha.
So let me just drag this in here. Trying to look around my mic. Oops. Meanwhile, what else do we have?
That was the other thing. So we have the Alcohol Awareness Month. We already talked about that. The misdemeanors are up. In I don't know, your divorce in real estate's really somewhat stagnant. I mean, things are still selling. People are still selling their houses. There's a loan program where it's basically that 80-20 model in a way that we saw back in the day, but it's Cal Haffa, which is a big lender. They're sponsoring a program, but the funds are almost gone. It's almost not even worth talking about, but people were able to get the 80% loan. Cal Haffa would fund as a shared equity program the other 20%. So when it comes time for you to sell the house, you have to pay back some of that equity you hopefully earned and provide them with their fee and whatever that 20% down was. And I don't remember what the fee was, but anyway, they're almost out of funds for that program. It only lasted a few days. Yeah, they'll probably be out of funds tomorrow. Anyway, that was something that popped out there. It looked a little suspicious, but people are doing it. Anything that's not a 30-year fixed where you're having to borrow from multiple people to buy a piece of real estate, it always makes me a little nervous.
I mean, you still have the FHA, right?
Yep.
So there's
this one here, let's see. The Cal. Oh, so it is done. We received news last week that the wildly successful, newsworthy Cal FHA, so CALHFA, Dream Program ran out of funds. It managed to go through $300 million in down payment assistance in a matter of 10 business days. Wow. Crazy. They say it might be available again, but wow. And there's other down payment assistance programs. There's conventional programs, 3%. You got FHA at 3.5%, like you mentioned, VA 0, USDA 0. So there's other programs out there, but this one didn't last long at all. But value index showed home prices rose 1% month of March. I mean, this is countrywide, so it's really hard to gather. In a local market, I think Santa Clarita, we didn't increase at all. We're pretty much nice and flat for now. But how about on the divorce end?
Still same homes on the market and all that good stuff?
You know what? They're moving a little bit. We do get replenishing inventory daily. So at the rate that they're selling, we're pretty much replenishing with new inventory. And those sales are, very low.
Homes still going for over market?
Depends on the pricing strategy. Usually, no, right about there. They're not really going higher than what they have. As far as what they have.
Grandpa.
Oh, there you go. Now we can hear him.
Could you hear it? Yeah, I was working on bringing this in so we could.
Yeah, let's look a little bit about this real quick.
What's that?
I haven't watched it all. Let's watch it.
Okay, it's quick. Oh,
I like
frisky today. Let me say something to all you and be as clear and concise as possible.
So that was it.
Fuck Bud Light and fuck Anheuser-Busch.
Wow.
Have a terrific day.
Have a terrific day.
Do you ever tuck your ears in your hat?
No, never.
Yeah, I've never done that. That's interesting. I wonder if we should start tucking our ears in our hats.
Well, you tuck your glasses into your beanie.
Oh, wow. Of all the people on the planet, I never thought you would attack my glass tucking into my beanie thing. God almighty.
You rocked it though.
And those pretty glasses, the gold ones, wherever they are, those were wow. The styes are going away. Well, I'm healing them. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. So I gotta be careful on the buttons I click here because, like you learned last week, if you hit the wrong button, you totally remove yourself from the
show.
The show, and I have several buttons that I could click that I
easily leave the show.
If I click the duck, I'm gone, and then we'll just be
don't click the duck.
No,
so click the duck.
Yeah, so this is we were talking about TikTok earlier. I'll play this.
So there's a part of me that would be absolutely delighted to see TikTok banned.
Yes.
It is a scarily addictive app with 150 million US users, including 2 out of 3 teenagers. But the more carefully I think about it, the more I worry. And when I look at the legislation being proposed that would enable the government to ban TikTok, I see a frightening Orwellian law that should send chills down every American's spine. The argument for banning TikTok is straightforward. It's owned by a Chinese company and could be forced to obey the diktats of the Chinese government. That is an appropriate concern, even though there is no evidence that this has ever happened.
Oof.
What malign behavior could TikTok engage in? First, it could collect data from its users and send that over to Beijing. But if
It already
Beijing wants
has.
that information,
Oh, yeah.
it has many, many ways to get it. All the most popular apps collect some kind of personal user data, and they all share with third parties. There is a much better way to solve this problem, a comprehensive data privacy law that would protect all Americans' data and
I think
give
what
people
they
the
were
right
talking
to
about
stop
is there's
companies from
so much
using,
written into this
misusing, and
bill.
selling it.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately,
Well, they
taking
always
on
do that.
big
They
tech is a much
put all
more
sorts of
difficult
crap in
battle
them.
than bashing China.
Yep.
Most technologists I spoke to felt it would be simple to block information transfers by housing all data in US servers and monitoring its use, something TikTok has already committed to doing. Google and other American tech platforms operate in Europe under similar data restrictions. There might even be better techniques that do not artificially divide data by geography. The second fear about TikTok is that it would transmit anti-American information through its platform, becoming a subtle vehicle for Chinese propaganda. So how would we
So
feel
they
if
want
we
us to
learned
move to
that a
China?
Chinese media company has started a cable news channel that broadcasts sometimes anti-American messages? That is already legal. The United States hasn't banned China's CCTV, or for that matter, Qatar's Al Jazeera, both government-owned media platforms. If we ban TikTok, will we also ban Chinese media companies from distributing pamphlets or books in the United States? Will
Great
we ban
idea
all
for you.
Chinese video game companies, which are giants in the industry? The premise of an open society is that people should be free to consume what information they want, and that we are stronger for it.
So it was
A
clever. So he's on the
bipartisan group of
side
senators
of
has put forward
being more
legislation
free.
that would make it easy
Yeah,
to
seems like
ban
it.
any company in which any foreign adversary, such as China, has any interest, which would cover almost any company that has any operations in China or several other countries. This law would give virtually unlimited powers to the administration to prevent or punish any company that has tech or information products or services that, in the administration's view, pose an undue or unacceptable risk to the national security of
So
the
he's
U.S.
basically talking
or the
about
safety of U.S.
government
persons.
overreach.
Yeah.
If
Basically.
men were angels, James Madison wrote in the Federalist Papers, no government.
So
let me ask you this:
Yeah.
is this a Democratic push or a bipartisan push or whatever? Not bipartisan, or
yeah, I think
I don't know.
that's right.
You think they're both?
I think so. I think and even my son mentioned it, that if you kind of read the bill, there is a lot built into it that kind of gives too much power to the government. I guess they didn't just make it about banning TikTok, and I haven't read it, but it's more, there's some loose language that can be used for other means, essentially.
God, I hate to do that one world government thing, but they just want more control. It's what they want, right? I mean, the
Yeah.
power in that so if you have wealth, which a lot of the politicians have wealth beyond my comprehension, the next best thing is power.
Yeah, I went in talking about that. So this is interesting. I heard on the news the other day, just since we're talking about TikTok and China and so forth, is there was a news report about the cranes that we use in the cranes that are used at the ports. I don't know if the cranes are Chinese, but the technology, the software is Chinese, and that they can use it to spy, possibly, and that if there were a war, that they could basically, disconnect the ability to use the cranes because it's their software, so they could shut it down. So we can't ship military equipment, etc.
Have you ever heard that they have, basically it's like some balancing act where we have the ability to shut down their power grid. They have the ability to shut down our power grid if they really wanted to. And that's kind of where that next wave is going to come in. They're going to basically shut down the internet here for a couple of weeks. And I mean, can you imagine that, Tim? It just anarchy, total anarchy out here.
They're talking about, I think I got too much going on here. They're talking about the kind of the satellite warfare.
Yeah, right. And if they have satellites, they have, I'm sure they can, like, remember that back in the day, they had a satellite. They were able to read a gentleman on the corner holding a newspaper. They were able to read the newsprint. I'm sure they got a lot better than that now.
Oh, for
that
sure.
was probably in the 70s, I think, when they had that rumor going around.
Yeah.
You know what? It's all exciting, brother. Just live and let live. And if somebody offends you, tell them. Stand up and say, hey, you know what? You bother me. You offend me.
I guess so.
Doesn't happen that way. My friend, it's always a pleasure, Tim. Great show. We'll working on getting some guests for you folks out there. Thank you for your recommendations. By the way, Tim and I are going through a lengthy list of people you recommended to come on the show. We're going to work on that. Often calibrated, never fornicated.
Stop.
It's probably not it either. Have a great day, my friend.
We'll get it figured out.
All right.
Be
safe.
Have a good
Talk
week.
to you soon. You too, brother. Bye.